Love the Stones. Sticky Fingers, 43 years ago today.
Is that the one with the zipper?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. The zipper album cover.
It used to come with the actual zipper.
Yeah, the zipper. You could try to find mixed cock in there. So what are they saying? A plane debris found in Western Australia?
They said it was significant. They were using those weird, not weird words, but those words where they were being very careful about what they found.
I heard they called it an object of interest.
Object of interest.
So wasn't a tape of this show? No. See, get it? Object of interest.
No, because people would be bored by the tedious nature of our chatter.
Object of boredom.
Yes.
I guess it washed up on shore. And
yeah.
They're saying the more they look at it, they're not as excited.
Oh, come on.
Because I guess there's rivets, but then there's rivets with plexiglass or something, and they're like, well, that's not...
that's not how they build a plane.
That's not how they build a plane for the most part, but you never know, because maybe it's attached to something.
So many false alarms.
So they're excited, but they're not as excited as they continue to look at this significant piece of debris that washed up on shore.
Debris.
Wow, man. That is just crazy. Like we said yesterday, the one thing we're learning is that the ocean is really polluted.
A lot of
it has a
fucking
lot of shit in it.
A lot of shit in the ocean just floating around.
This swatting thing is crazy. This is a new trend.
It's been going on a while, I guess.
It has, right?
Using SWAT teams as a prank?
Yeah.
You call in a situation and to the point where the SWAT team shows up.
I think the SWAT team was in on the prank.
Hell no.
Okay. That I feel better about that.
No, somebody was playing Call of Duty with somebody else.
Right.
And he got the shit beat out of him, and I guess there was some taunting going on,
right,
which happens in that game. And then the one guy didn't like the fact that he lost and was taunted, so somehow he had the other guy's address,
right,
and called up the cops and said that there's a big gunfight going on at this address, and they sent the cops over there with weapons drawn, ready for a standoff or something, and, false alarm. Those are dangerous, man.
Yeah, that's
you get
crazy.
One wrong move and fucking someone's blasting.
Of course.
Dangerous shit.
And you're liable, too. If you call it a false report, you're liable if someone's killed on the way by the cops or the fire department.
Yeah. You're the one that gets the fucking murder rap.
Yeah.
But it's not stopping people. They've been doing this for a while, like you said.
Ridiculous.
They usually do it with celebrities.
Yeah. Somebody did it with...
who was the big
Corey Feldman, I think.
Corey had...
I think Corey had...
probably called it in.
Corey called in his own. That was the rumor, that Corey had called in his own.
Oh, really?
Yes, Corey.
He's... I wouldn't put it past him.
No.
Right?
There was a problem. I guess the cops were outside this kid's door. Cops tried for 20 minutes to call Raphael to get him to come out. But he had headphones on and was still glued to his video game console. He didn't realize anything was going on. He couldn't hear anything, his brother said. I told him there's a bunch of cops outside that are looking for you.
Graphics are great.
Can you imagine if you got Call of Duty just cranking through the house, though, as the SWAT team shows
man.
up? Holy
right?
Or can you imagine you playing Call of Duty and then real cops burst in? You're like, this fucking game rules.
It's a 3D effect.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yes, Kenny.
Well, you know how it went down.
How did it go down?
The cops knocked on the door, and the people said, "Who's there?" And the cops said, "It's the police."
Right.
And they said in the house, "How many are there?" They said, "There's
are there?
two of
How many
us."
are there?
So they said, "Talk to each other."
Much better.
I got you both times.
I got you.
What do you mean you got it?
Didn't he say I got you both times?
Yeah. Well, I like over. Wait, how do you say it? Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Yeah.
So, anything else on that story? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's...
Where did it happen?
Originally, they were
Beach,
arguing.
Long Island.
Because they were...
Where?
Long Beach, New York.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had an argument. It was an in-game argument about what night they were going to see me at Caroline's. I'm not plugging. It's not about a plug. But he said Thursday, and the other guy said Saturday, so...
Yeah.
Friday sold out, huh?
That's just when they wanted to come.
Jimmy sold out Friday.
Right. A lot of racism going on in Call of Duty, though, over the microphones. A lot of black guys like playing Call of Duty Ghosts. I've noticed. A lot of them. You know, you fucking log into a game, and you just hear like, "Yeah, motherfucker."
Let's do this different today.
Yeah.
What do they call the white guys?
I don't know. No one really calls them anything. Peckerwood.
Well, if there's
Asshole.
a lot of racism and there's a lot of black guys, I understand the one angle, but I wonder how they come back from that.
Well, it's just white motherfucker.
Stuff like that's what I mean.
Oh, redneck, hillbilly, sister fucker. That's what I
mean. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, they go with the hillbilly thing, calling white guys hillbillies and shit like that. And then, of course, lots of N-bombs being dropped in that game. That's part of your loadout. You could go with a fucking automatic rifle and some N-bombs.
Sal found a video. Go back. It's called. I don't know if it's going to work. I understand.
I don't even know if it's real, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's called "Hilarious Black Guys on Call of Duty."
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's real. All right.
Bro, you heard what I said, though? He want to turn up at McDonald's, bro. An hour after the party over, he want to turn up at McDonald's. Fuck out of here. We was like, nigga, you ain't dance on one female. Your ass want drinking shit, smoking shit, and now you want to turn up when we in McDonald's because you see a double cheeseburger? Fuck out of here.
Nigga want to dance on a McDouble.
Yo, wait, whoa. What the hell did you even say?
Man, what are you doing? You said what, bro?
What did you even say? You said that way too
Get
fast.
the fucking tags, man.
You said what? Bro,
You guys are talking way too fast. I cannot understand you.
So I went to a party, right?
Yeah.
I went there with my friend. Alright? So he ain't want to dance or nothing, drink, smoke, nothing. He just sat there the whole party. So we go to McDonald's. He want to start dancing and shit. He was like, "What you dancing for, bro?" It's because he ordered a McDouble. Like, nigga, we was just at a party. You ain't want to dance at all. Now
Is he
we at
fat?
McDonald's. You want to dance?
Is he fat? Is he fat?
Is he fat? Nah, he ain't fat. He just, I don't know. He weird. Like,
He weird.
He was with a,
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
But that's usually the discussions you'll get. It's just as inane as that. I've really just backed off on even putting on the headphones or using the microphone.
Really?
It's useless.
Are people ever rude to each other?
Constantly. Oh, constantly.
But what about the bullying campaigns?
That ain't working on Call of Duty, I'll tell you
They're
that
not
much.
working?
Nah.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Do they say racist things?
A lot of racist stuff. A lot of racist stuff going on. Call of Duty.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up your dream girl, and we've been on the radio an hour.
Oh, no.
You know this story? This woman was made for you.
What is this?
Teen.
Uh-huh.
Everything sounds better when you have teen in it. Remember, guys, from the
we've
old
always
days.
said that, sure.
Haven't brought that back in a while. But
Yeah.
you add teen onto anything, and it's way better.
Uh-huh.
Cops. Teen had loaded revolver in her vagina.
Whoa!
And she's quite the looker.
Well, how did that happen?
So I'm thinking this might be your dream girl.
That's nice.
A 19-year-old Tennessee woman. She's a hot little blonde.
Tennessee, look at her. She's white trash all over.
Had a loaded handgun hidden in her vagina when she was brought into jail yesterday afternoon following a collar for driving with a suspended license.
Little Derringer-looking revolver.
How big is that thing?
That's pretty small.
But like, what is it?
Yeah, it's no bigger or wider than a
vagina?
a cock. So, you could easily get. See, look at the hand.
Right.
A chick could.
It's tiny.
Easily get that up her twat.
Women laugh at that. That's easy,
yeah, that's
right?
nothing.
That's nothing to them.
Yeah.
As Dallas Archer was being booked into the Kingsport jail, a female corrections officer alerted to an unknown object in the teenager's crotch during a search.
Oh, boy.
The jailer and a female cop then accompanied Archer to a bathroom for further examination.
Bend over and grab your ankles.
That's right, a review that led to the recovery of a North American Arms 22 LR revolver. Loaded. She was loaded.
22.
Which Miss Dallas had concealed in her vagina.
Wait, who's that? Oh, man, that's sexy.
According to Kingsport Police Department report. A subsequent check revealed that the 5-shot mini revolver, which is 4 inches in length, had been stolen from an auto burglary in 2013. The handgun, which police valued at blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Stolen gun in her vagina.
Ooh. That's one stinky holster. That's nice. I do like that.
Well, what do we got here? Well, what do we got here?
Wow. She's fucking
Let me go
swirling it up there.
Yeah.
Let me go get my gloves.
I'd have more respect for it if it was a desert eagle.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're going to have to bend over a little more.
Yeah, well.
We're going to have to investigate
See
this.
something up there.
Well,
Let me check that out.
What is this?
I best taste it first
Right.
before we do any further investigating. I should taste that.
Of course, we want to be safe. Make sure there's no explosives up there.
Indeed.
We're going to have a taste test.
Oh,
Boy, are we.
careful. I have to reach in and set the safety before we try to remove it.
We better check the asshole just to make sure.
Yes.
There's no ammo up there for your gun that's in your vagina.
Some other weaponry.
That's how I imagine it goes down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's just some fucking mess of a woman. All right, bend over.
Yeah.
Fucking
Gloves. Hey, we got something here.
We got something up her snatch.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't move. Pin her down and fucking pull that shit out.
All right, we need you to lay on your back, okay? We're going to spread your legs a little bit.
Oh, man. Oh. Wow, I do like that.
Hey, pass
She's
the
a
lube.
goer.
We don't want to hurt her as we remove this
A loaded
foreign object.
A loaded
Yeah.
pistola. Right
Is that her
there on
mugshot?
badge?
Look at that.
Oh, man.
She's a hot mess, as they like to say.
She's a goddamn.
She's a hot mess.
That is the epitome of the white trash girl.
Right.
The fucking bleach blonde hair. She just looks like she cut out of school a lot. She got her eye makeup on, all fucked up.
Would you?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's say
Fuck yeah.
hi to Mark in Boston.
Alice Archer. That's a cool name, too.
What's up, boys?
Hey, buddy. I wish New York was as strong as you guys. I got to be honest with you. You guys know how to handle a situation up there. What do you got?
Give it 6 months, something will happen in Dallas, then we'll all wish we were as strong as those guys down there.
Holla.
This swatting thing's been going on for about 2 years, and I know Ant's not a huge fan of Twitchy because they gave him some shit about Miguel Maroney. However, they've been on the forefront of this because Malkin was swatted. Eric Erickson, who's on CNN. Basically, it's anyone who's a leftist activist that doesn't like a talking head that's a right-winger that they know owns guns. They'll just say, hey, I shot my wife. You guys better come take a look at this, and then hang up. The cops have to go, and if they know that there's gun owners or whatever there, they have to show up with guns drawn, and they're hoping that some right-wing, pundit's going to wind up getting shot over them.
Yeah.
You do a Google search for Brett Kimberlin.
That's fucked up.
Right.
He's the guy that originated this, and it's really fucked up because that guy was a terrorist that did bombings in the 70s, and he's one of those Occupy types.
So he's calling in fake threats to the cops to get gun owners shot?
Are these guys getting
Well,
arrested?
yeah, but Jimmy, it's not gun owners. It's like Ann Coulter types. Like, I don't like you, Ann Coulter, because you're a right-wing shill. So I'm going to say, hey, Ann Coulter has guns. I'm going to call in a fake hoax, and hopefully the SWAT team will wind up shooting her.
What a scumbag.
Yeah, that's...
Who is this scumbag?
Well, Brett Kimberlin is one person that has been associated with it.
Oh.
But it's happened to celebrities, too.
Yeah.
Like, I think Chris Brown's house was swatted. He wasn't even home. I mean, he's a scumbag. Fuck him. But,
Right.
I mean, I don't want to see the kid shot over some asshole calling it a fake, murder investigation or something.
So the people calling in these fake threats or whatever, are they getting arrested at least?
Well, that's the thing, Opie, is whoever's doing this or whoever are doing this are smart enough to use, like, computerized phone lines that are getting bounced from, here.
Yeah, it's very hard to trace.
So
Right.
You can't trace it.
Wow.
It's so dangerous.
How do you trace those numbers?
Fucked up.
I don't think you can. You could just
Hey, you guys are having
buy
a
one. Oh, well, whatever.
later on?
Say that again?
You guys having Russell Simmons in later on?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you ask him a question
Sure.
for me? This is a legitimate question. I don't think anyone's ever asked him.
Okay.
He's like a bazillionaire, and he was in favor of Occupy Wall Street. How can a guy who owns a credit card company and is essentially a banker go out and protest against scumbag bankers when he's a bazillionaire himself?
Russell's a weird guy. I don't think he was necessarily...
We should ask him that.
That's a good question, but I don't think he was like, even thinking it through. It was more like, hey, these guys are, hey, they're fighting power.
Yeah, but Jimmy, he showed up down there and he was protesting and holding signs with people.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong then. Okay.
There's a lot of liberal people that don't do the old practice what they preach, you know.
Sure.
So they're like, yeah, the social cause is man, we're going to do this, and then like Michael Moore, they have giant houses far away from the places that they supposedly champion.
Exactly. No one's actually asked him that I've found in the media that can say, all right, hey, you stand for X, but you're actually doing Y.
Yeah.
How can you justify that?
Well, Mark, you're going to be around later? You should ask the question.
I'll be at work listening to you guys at my desk like I do every day.
I appreciate that.
Sounds like a treat.
Take it easy.
All right, we'll try to ask him that. Thank you.
Later.
It's a book on meditation, and I actually really want to do this because I'm so sick of not sleeping. I'm hoping meditation
You
helps.
think meditation?
I don't know, man. I got to try something.
Try the other thing that kind of sounds like that a lot. See, masturbation.
Oh, okay.
That does help, though.
Very well. Does well,
It
not
keeps
for
me
Jimmy.
awake. No, because I have to keep jumping up and pissing. My stupid prostate starts doing the fucking I couldn't think of
The
a dance.
Watusi.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to pick a new dance. The rumba, but that's not a dance.
Meditation made simple. I meditate a little bit. I'll try to read this.
What is that about?
Power of the present.
You meditate. It's too quiet.
I know. I like little.
Oh,
The power of the present.
I meditate while watching television.
Can't do that.
Sit there, quiet, and just watch TV.
You would be freaked out if you were.
I just
went
don't
silent.
like the quiet.
That's what I'm saying. Because
Hear my own tinnitus. It's wonderful.
let's see.
It occurred to me the other day when I was talking about my stupid job fucking in air conditioning and heating.
Right.
That I bet part of my tinnitus problem isn't so much the band as it is sitting there bashing sheet metal with a hammer. It's so loud.
Thunderstorms all day long.
That's what it is.
I know.
There's something called a Pittsburgh seam on a duct where it's like most of the time you just put like tab A in slot B and fucking bang it together, and it's like very easy. But this Pittsburgh one is for very heavy gauge ductwork for big pieces, and you got to use this pneumatic hammer. It fits into a compressor, bang, 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 and you lay it on the sheet metal, and you're supposed to bend over this little 1/8-inch flange over the top of the other piece that you slid in to fasten it.
Jesus.
And it's on this giant piece of sheet metal, and it's going, bang! It's so fucking loud.
Did you like using it?
I hated that fucking thing more than anything.
And why don't you wear earplugs?
You can't.
Because
you constantly be taking them out of your ears to hear what someone's saying. The safety equipment is,
And I bet your fellow workers would say stuff like, "Don't be a faggot."
Exactly. Yes.
If you did wear
Don't be a faggot.
earplugs.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, that's where you got it.
It's
And
hammering.
do you know what that sounds like in the shop?
Yes.
When you're trying to make it?
Every girl I've dated.
Yes.
Why do they call it the Pittsburgh lock?
I would guess that some gentleman
In Pittsburgh?
in this great city of Pittsburgh
Willie Stargell?
said, I'm going to do it this way.
Ah.
No, I probably said it. He's probably just said, "Hey, you need a flange over there."
Over there.
Over there.
We got to put this together. That's
Over there.
Chicago. That's
was
the
more Chicago.
joint. Yeah, it was just the loud. And then when you want to cut a hole in a duct, let's say you want to cut a fucking hole in there for an outlet. You take a screwdriver, you put it against the fucking duct, and you hit that with a hammer to rip a tear in the sheet metal so you get your snips in there. So that's more.
Did you get cut a lot?
A lot.
You did.
Oh, I got cuts all over. I got scars all over my hands.
Right.
Yeah.
The sheet metal?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have hated that.
Like you grab it and you feel, and then you go like, oh, you close your hand real tight, and you go, and then you look and go, yeah, that's stitches.
How many
That's
times did you
fun.
get stitches?
Probably 3.
Bitches get
Oh, you got
stitches.
stitches in your fucking hands?
Yeah. Probably 3 times from work, but so many more. You'd cut yourself. You only got stitches if you really needed it, because usually you'd cut yourself, take some duct tape.
Sure.
Just wrap it, take a napkin, slap it over the fucking wound, duct tape it up, and get the fuck back to
Because
work.
it was a clean slice.
Yeah.
Those you could push back together pretty easily.
Another real bad one was these hanging ceilings like this.
Right.
Usually when we came in, these weren't in yet, the
Right.
hanging ceiling, because the ductwork has to go above it.
Right.
So sometimes, though, they would prep the ceiling. Every corner you see, pretty much, there's a wire that comes down.
They look beautiful.
And they hang this ceiling from these wires.
Right.
But before they hang it, the wires are a lot longer, and then they clip them to size after they fasten it. So they're hanging down. These very sharp wires are hanging down. And I was climbing up a ladder once, and one got me right in the shoulder and just stuck right in me, in my shoulder. Thwack! I'm like, oh! Pulled down, and there it was. A big hole in my shoulder.
Are you bleeding?
Oh, yes. I went home that day, angry. Then there's another one where you have your 25-foot extension ladder, and you got to lean it against a ceiling joist in like a factory, and it's just about hitting the joist, like 25 feet up.
Oh my God.
And you got to climb it, and it's shaking, and then you're leaning off of it a little bit over to one side, going, I'm gonna die.
Were you ever nervous?
I was sometimes shaking, because then you put a drill screw in your little drill bit thing,
right?
And now you got to put pressure on it as you're trying to drill screw into the ceiling decking. So you're pushing down on a ladder that's you're leaning off of, and sometimes the drill screw would go like snap out of the bit, and you would like it would jostle you.
Did
one
you
way
ever
or
fall?
another. No, but I came close. One time the ladder actually slipped down a little bit. Went chunk.
How high up were you?
Down about 20 feet.
Were you scared?
Petrified. Petrified. Oh, it was so scary.
Isn't there a way to stop that from... I would hate to climb a ladder.
Well,
like
you're
that.
supposed to fasten it. There's a lot of safety things you're supposed to do, but it just takes too much time. It's bad, but no one does them.
Fasten it with what, from the top to the joist? Or
yeah,
whatever?
you're supposed to tie it off to the joist. When you're trying to get on a rooftop, you extend the ladder a good at least 2 feet above the top of the roof, so you have a handle when you step onto the roof. But a lot of times you don't have that, so you're barely on there on the roof, and then you're supposed to tie it off on something up on the roof so the ladder doesn't fall over.
Right.
You don't do that.
What do you do when you're getting down and there's just a little... I had that when I was a kid trying to climb out of something, and there was a little teeny lip, so you got to kind of like hang on to something and put your feet over the edge.
It's so scary. It's so fucking scary.
I would just yell
I am
help.
so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Why did you get into ductwork?
So it was the only unskilled labor I could get.
Oh, my God.
I went from being a guy that installed above the ground pools to the tin knocker sheet metal guy.
Why'd you give up the pool business?
It was very seasonal.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And there was no pay at all. Oh, it was terrible. Phew. Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, if you're going to do above ground pool or any pools, you don't want to do it here.
No, it's
Should have moved to Florida.
it sucked
For
too.
more work.
That job sucked.
Well, most jobs suck.
Yes.
That one was just sounds awful, though.
It was. You were in constant fear for your life.
Isn't above ground pools easier, though? Just dig a big fucking area out. All right, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Put some hose.
I would think. Oh, when they used to get these giant trucks, these boom trucks with the big boom and the cable to lift these giant air conditioning units that are like the size of freight trains onto the roofs of these factories and stuff. And you'd be standing there underneath the unit. Like, all right, prep the unit. And you'd have to take off
You heard that before, didn't you?
prep the unit. Yeah, except unit was something else. Bull.
Yeah.
I know. Yes. But you'd have to take these temporary covers off of the intake and exhaust of these units, and so they're dangling like that. That's exactly one. They dangle these fucking units, and you'd have to be underneath this. It's just precariously perched above you on a cable. You're just trusting everyone did the right job, and that's your life.
You think anyone ever got hurt doing that?
Oh, I bet a lot of people got hurt.
That's crazy.
It was terrible.
Could you ride up on the top of that? I'm sure it would hold.
Yeah,
your
there
weight.
were people that would do that right up on the unit. Oh my God!
Wow,
It's bringing back great memories. I know
Everybody wants to say hi. D in Minnesota. D.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, D.
I'm so nervous right now, so forgive me.
That's all right.
What's up, D?
Okay.
My name is Dean from Brainerd, actually.
Oh, Brainerd,
Minnesota. Yeah, come on up. I got
around
a cabin
Brainerd.
you can stay in.
Babe, the Blue Ox.
Yep, Paul Bunyan. It's funny you're just talking about setting rooftops. That's what I'm setting today.
Oh.
You know, and actually, when I listened to you on Mass, I actually wept when you were talking about how you threw your sheet metal tools out on the road.
Right out there on right out on 95 as I drove up.
Did you?
Yeah.
You threw all your stuff on the
right
highway.
out the fucking window. I was like, could always buy new ones.
$40 and a pair of crimpers are $45. These days.
Crimpers.
Some of us can't. Crimpers.
I know. I would usually just, I would try to just trim down my equipment so I didn't have to carry so much. So I would just use needle nose pliers to crimp clinch collars with.
What's crimping that mean?
Yeah, so you could slide a piece of pipe into another piece of pipe of the same diameter. You'd have to crimp the other one.
What's that mean? Open the hole?
It means like kind of close it down a little bit. You'd have to put little creases all around the diameter so you could slide it in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like docking.
It's like it's like putting a foreskin on the fucking
yes,
thing.
it's like putting your dick into another man's foreskin.
Comment, Sal, comment.
Not really.
All right, D, you survived. Thank
you, sir.
Let's go to Kyle in Boston.
Hey, what's going on, boys? Ed, you ever work in a scissor lift?
Oh, fuck yeah. Those are scary shit, too, especially with duct work, because you got to do a lot of maneuvering and stuff. And when you're trying to put a slip and drive connection together, and you got to angle it a little, so you're kind of leaning over the edge of the scissor lift, and it's like going back and forth. And you've seen him in the lobby,
right
Jeff.
now,
Right.
So you're up there about 20 feet, and the fucking thing's going back and forth. Yeah, those get a little creepy, too. Scaffolding, I wasn't a big fan of either.
The Time Warner building, when you walk in there, they have some great restaurants, but there's like an overhang, and in the very entrance, it goes all the way up to so it's probably 50 feet, I would say.
Oh, even
in that
higher.
lobby, 70 feet.
At least.
And they have these giant banners that hang down, and they use those scissor lifts to get up and hang the Christmas banners or whatever. They look fucking horrifying.
It's very, when they're up really high. And then sometimes you'd want to go down to the next piece of duct, because the ducts are usually 8 feet long. So you'd have to go to the next one. And you didn't want to waste the time of lowering the scissor lift all the way down, driving it 8 feet and lifting it back up. So you would actually drive, which you're never supposed to do, drive it as it's elevated up 20 feet. Like really slow, just try to edge it along.
That's crazy.
That was really
It's very top heavy at that point.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I tipped one of those over one time at a job site. I was rocking it, trying to get a move, and then I had an apprentice up there with me that was petrified, so I started fucking with him, rocking back and forth real hard.
Yeah.
And I got it bouncing wheel to wheel, and then we went too far one way. Luckily, there was an I-beam that caught us at like a 45-degree angle. I almost killed the fucking kid.
No horseplay. It's amazing how those things can be stopped by one drill screw on a floor, though.
Really?
Yeah, you drive it, and all of a sudden, boom, it just stops dead. Like, what the fuck is in my way? A drill screw.
I was on a scissor lift about 800 feet in the air one time.
It's impossible, Chip. No, you weren't. Oh, shit, are those dead guys? Whoa.
How high was that?
Not
Fort
very
Lauderdale
high.
scissor lift accident. The platform toppled.
Jesus.
Is that the top part, the platform?
It looks like the whole thing tipped over. Wow, that's fucked up.
Platform would be on the bottom, right?
Whoops.
I don't know. What's it called, the thing you stand on?
Let's say hi to Steve in Central Jersey. Steve.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hey, listen, man. I'm just setting on my 40-foot ladder now, and usually you never even think about these things.
Yeah.
And after listening to you this morning, like I know it's going to be windy as shit today.
Oh,
The
tie it
ladder's
off.
up against, the ladder's up against the gutter, moving around a little bit. So I'm thinking, you've been there 20 years now, right? Isn't that like a cop? 20 years, you could just retire?
Yeah, I know, right? I should
Trading place?
retire.
What are you supposed to...
Step right in. I'm a funny fuck.
Oh, so you could take over the gig.
Yeah.
Another tin knocker.
Hey, what are you supposed to tie that to at that height on the roof? What will you tie it to?
I tie off the trees. Usually it's a trade because that's the only thing close enough.
On a roof, you could use a vent pipe sometimes, or you could. You could if it's really got stout gutters, you could like vice grip it to a gutter. But
vice grip your ladder?
Right. Yeah, you just fucking and then clamp it on.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah,
hey,
whatever
Jimmy,
you can do.
The Brunswicks love you, Jimmy. The Brunswicks love you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Adam in Jersey. Adam.
Yeah, hey, Ed, have you ever used a Weezer Foggle?
What the hell is a Weezer Foggle?
I think he's being facetious.
I did.
It scared me.
I think he's being facetious.
Let's go to Shane and Charlotte. Shane.
Hey, I'm a workers' comp insurance adjuster, and hearing the way you've been talking about skipping some of these safety things make me cringe. I get pictures all day long of blood-stained and impaled people from doing the same things you're talking about. It's nasty business.
It's true. We used to, when me and my brother worked in the shop over at True Mechanical, we'd go out for lunch and just go to the bar next door. We'd bet the horses from an OTB that was right next to the bar, and then we'd sit there and drink, and then go back into a shop full of machines, custom built to chop your limbs off. There's something called a pneumatic brake, and this thing would bend 90-degree angle bends in sheet metal. So you'd make a square duct with it, You'd mark off where you want it to bend, and you put it in there, and then you hit the foot pedal, and this big blade comes down and just goes duck-unk and bends it. And then you got to fucking jockey it around. But that is just custom made to fucking chop your fingers off, especially drunk. We'd have a good buzz. The whole shop would go and drink.
You think anyone ever got hurt using that?
I bet a lot of people have fucked them. There it is.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
You could work in my job for one day. You'd be amazed at the way these people can hurt themselves. It's almost impossible to dream of what these people do.
Amazing.
Tear their bodies apart.
I've watched so many factory videos on like, these sites of people who like hands caught in and machinery where their hand looks like just a piece of meatloaf.
That's called degloving. That's one of the worst injuries.
Degloving.
Wow.
What's degloving?
When the skin pulls off of your hand all the way like you're taking a glove off.
And you're just left with a skeleton hand?
Mostly tendons and muscle. And
oh, my God.
Well, we're looking at one now, a degloving injury. Well, they got their
it's
arm.
like pulled.
What the hell?
The skin is pulled off of the... I don't know what that is.
Normally, the kind of machine that'll do that, there's no way to get that skin back to on your hand because it grinds it and crushes it up so much. So you basically have to get skin grafts from your legs, and it takes years.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Myofacial degloving. Come on, I want to see that. It's a great name.
Yeah.
All right.
I like a de-socking.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. The guy's... Jesus. The skin just came right off of his fingers.
A myofacial degloving.
Skeleton hand. You think you'd have the frame of mind to, right when that happens, to just go to your coworker and go, boo! Like, boo! Scary. A little joke, a little levity.
Probably not, no.
No, I don't think so
You'd probably
either.
be like, you'd say what I say when I went to the pray for me.
Oh, did you say that?
When I had a head injury from a baseball hitting me.
What?
My head split open.
No.
And they called the ambulance because I was bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
And I was a little woozy. So as they were carrying me out on the stretcher, I think I said to my parents, pray for me.
Ew! Who says that?
I did.
Little Jimmy.
Yes, I did.
How old were you?
13, 14.
Oh, pray for me.
Yeah, not a good...
Oh, did your dad just look up in the air and go, oh, fuck?
Yeah, he's probably like, look, I know your
there goes
lifestyle.
my daughter.
Oh, guys, I took y'all about 4 months ago from Howard, and I'm glad I did. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Let's say hi. Oh, man. Yeah. This guy's been in the trade for 30 years. Freddie in Orlando, Florida.
Freddie.
Hey, what's up, boys? Listen, I'm retired now, but I was in the AC trade. I used to run the line sets, purge the lines. I work in the attics. And those lines...
All right, feed it through. Feed it. Hold it. Hold up. All right, bring it through. Oh.
Yeah.
Yelling.
Those fucking line sets in the residential when they had that Johns Manville, that Pink Panther fucking fiberglass insulation.
Yes.
You remember that? First week on the job, I didn't know to wear long sleeves.
That shit makes you itch.
It was, and the worst thing, this is weird.
Put mustard on it,
I
eat
got
that shit.
a problem with public restrooms. I don't know what you all did, but back in the day, we didn't have porta potties. We had to carry around 5-gallon paint buckets
Yeah,
to take a dump
I've talked
in.
about the spackle bucket dumps that everybody had to take. Yeah, no bathrooms. But yeah, that insulation was so bad, and sometimes you'd show up to a job, and it was the summer. You'd be wearing short sleeves and realize, oh fuck, I got an attic job today, and it would hurt. You'd feel like you had little pins in you for days. You'd feel it, and it was fiberglass just shoved into your pores
from reaching your arms through it.
Yeah, you'd have to, because there's no safe. You can't just delicately put the ductwork. You're ripping fucking insulation. The dust is like filling the attic.
Wow.
In the air. I would wear a mask, a respirator mask, but you'd get it all down your back.
Was it hot in that mask?
Was it fucking? Sometimes it would get so wet you couldn't even breathe through it. It was just soaked in sweat. Terrible.
I have a story too. While you were doing that, I was trying to figure out the proper way to seg a Jethro Tull song into a Yes song, and I just couldn't get it quite right for so long.
Oh boy!
I have your answer, by the way. How you do that?
Oh,
that was Jethro Tull. Do you like them? Yes.
Oh, you want to try it?
Let's try it.
Oh, I just heard.
Do this?
I just heard a moan of pleasure from down the hall. What could that have been? I think Jenny would have liked that one.
Let's say hi to Jeff in New Hampshire. Jeff.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Jeffy.
Yeah, I do heating and air conditioning, and one of my accounts is called Road to Responsibility, and they have mentally handicapped adults that they have housing for them, and they bring them into these places and they have them work.
Yeah.
So they have like 30 of these people in like a little warehouse, and they do packaging and like menial jobs.
Oh, of course.
So I was working in there with a 10-foot step ladder, and I had to run out to my truck. And while I was gone, one of the guys climbed the ladder and sat at the top and started to cry because he couldn't come down. And the fire department had to come.
Come on. From a 10-foot ladder?
10-foot step ladder. He climbed all the way up and just sat on the top.
Oh,
And
jeez.
they were like, come on, come down. You got to come down. And he started to cry, and he wouldn't come down. He was afraid. He was like turning around, and I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah,
right.
It ended up being like an hour. The fire department had to come in with 2 other ladders, set them up on either side, and go up and carry the guy
We got
down.
a 322, a dummy on a ladder.
Get the fuck down off my step ladder.
My step ladder. Very good.
All right, guys, see ya.
Thank you. Let's go to Joe in Long Beach.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? I just
Yeah.
wanted to know if you remember getting stuck in the hand by installing duct pins on the ductwork to lay insulation.
Oh, yeah, those pins. On that little pin machine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you have to put the insulation on top of it, and you get stabbed in the hand.
Yeah, sometimes the insulation would go like inside the duct, so there'd be this glue that you'd have to put. That was another thing, the fucking glue. This stuff smelt like you knew it was toxic in any fucking form. And you're there spraying this blue fucking goopy glue on so the insulation could stick on the inside of the duct, and then it would go in this machine that put these pins in to fasten it on, and you're just breathing it in and getting dizzy. Oh, how do people do this job for any length of time without just dying or being retarded?
How long did you do this?
Probably from, let me think, 86?
80?
From 86 to 94.
Nice.
There you go. That was about it.
Did you ever get glue on yourself?
All the time, and when it got into the crease in my elbow, up there, and it would go.
You didn't like that?
When you moved, it was terrible. You'd have to go in and use the goop stuff in with the pumice in it to clean up at the end of the day.
Now I understand why you didn't want me to blow it up.
Oh, when that fucking
I kind of understand a little more.
Dead Mayor April Fool's thing happened, I was having all of these flashbacks. Like, I'm just going to be back in the glue fucking thing and back in the attic and insulation.
You must have thought radio guys were just sissy boys.
Oh, a bunch of fairy Marys.
Did you ever feel like, I don't know, Jesus Christ, we're not even working?
Yeah, I still do. I do.
Yeah.
The hardest part of this job is getting up in the morning.
Right.
That's it. Oh, man. I pictured me back with the Pittsburgh joint.
You and Willie. Willie Stargell.
Didn't you used to do what?
I'll try it again, yes.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
This guy, I don't know, he's got fingers or used to or something. Al in Buffalo. Al.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I used to work in the sheet metal shop where we made conveyors. And this one kid, first day on the job, and we used one of them presses that would cycle. It wasn't pneumatic, and you had to run the whole cycle. You couldn't back it off. And he's pressing bearings into the end of these tubes that we use for the conveyors. Put his fingers right in front of it, cut his fingers right off, not a drop of blood. I had to go cut that stupid tube in half and get his fingers out so they could take him to the hospital.
How many fingers did he lose?
He lost 2 fingers.
Did they put him back on?
Yeah, they got him back on because it was such. It pinched him when the bearing went into the tube. It pinched it so tight, cut him right off, not a drop of blood come out.
Wow, really clean cut.
Amazing. So it's probably easier to reattach.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but the worst part was cutting that goddamn tube open. Just, shaking it down and getting the fingers out.
And getting the fingers out.
That happened to me once when I was in jail. My friend wanted to paint, and the warden took his paints, so he chopped his fingers off, and I had to plink them into a little wooden carrying case.
Where did he get the hatchet from?
Mr. Zimmerman loaned them to him, and he was going to build something.
Oh. What'd you say when you gave the guy, showed the guy the fingers?
Well, I plinked them quietly in, and I handed it to the guard and said, "Here, put this in your report sheet."
All right.
That's fucking great.
There's so many more calls.
A lot of safety equipment, too, on these machines was inconvenient. So things that would were meant to shut the machine off if your hand got in there, were usually overridden, so you could just
do your job
with
faster, quicker,
safety
whatever.
being on there. Yeah.
Well, we'll take more calls down the road, but got a nice little treat for everybody after the break.
Oh, is that what he was working on? Is it in?
Little surprise Jocktober today.
Oh, this is fantastic.
A little surprise Jocktober.
Oh, yeah.
Little show's going to teach us what funny is all about. And we're going to do that after these messages.